Evening, mate.
Oh yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad if my PC didn't just fucking freeze while I'm trying to stream.
Oh Jesus.
I'm trying to use that OBS thing that you guys use, but it's just fucking froze on me while I was trying to render a video.
Are
Quick.
you gonna be using it for the stream?
Yeah, I will be, yeah. It's buffering at a minute. Still waiting for everybody to get into the lobby anyway. We've only got 6 drives here at a minute. 7, sorry. Don't know where they all are.
Have you done a scheduled stream?
I did set it up as a scheduled, but I don't know if it's worked on it.
You gotta be all sorts of. You gotta do all sorts of silly stuff.
Yeah. PC's just loading now. So I can hopefully get OBS working back on.
Yeah, you can edit the name of the video on YouTube anyway.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah, that wasn't my worry. It was PC cutting out. And now it's going to be a dick to load. Where is everyone? Did you get your invite, bud?
Yeah, I'm jumping in.
Yeah, no worries. What was it? Hayden Bennett, DJ Phil.
Yeah, just keep me out of the party chat and put me in game chat. Well, I was saying was that if you're having a problem with OBS, it can be down to bitrate, it could be internet or anything.
It wasn't OBS, it was the rendering the video, because I tried OBS the other night and it worked. It was just the video rendering that's my problem. My PC's shit. But yeah.
If I remember correctly, we were actually expecting dry weather tonight, aren't we?
Full dry race. Yes.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alfie's been running late. Where's Big Chungus? Close that. Well raced last night, by the way. You did well in Clio's.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I know Clio's and touring cars are my thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Front wheel drive is just for some reason I just love front wheel drive.
Yeah, can you get it set up nice and easy?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just something about being able to throw the car around. It suits me really well. The GT3s and stuff like that. You know, I'm not too bad in the GT3s and the GTEs. In fact, it was those that I used to be good in.
Yeah.
But then once I got used to driving Clios and touring cars all the time,
You just, yeah.
I now, I'm just so used to that drivetrain now. It's so difficult to go back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I can barely even drive rear-wheel drive anymore. It's horrible. I can on ACC. I tell you what, it's easy for me to drive the GT3s on ACC
Than what it is
but
on.
Project Car.
Yeah. Strange, huh?
Yeah. I know ACC I'm pretty quick, but Project Cars I just can't drive the GT3s anymore.
Fucking hell. Right, so that link is still the same, isn't it? Interact. Full screen now. Close that. Stop stream. Right, are we back? Right, looks like we're going to get going.
Missing a couple.
Yeah, missing a few. Alfie's running late, I know about that one. Big Chungus, don't know where he is, and others, not sure, but... Are we back, Beth? Yeah.
Beth running the stream then.
Yeah, I'm gonna... You are, sorry, Andy?
Beth running the stream.
No, I am. I'm just asking her if we had it, because when I was testing it the other day, I couldn't have it up on me YouTube on me thingy, because otherwise it was like going to make it sound, made it really weird.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's alright, it should be live.
Are you doing a private stream or remote play?
No, I'm just doing what G told me to through thingy on OBS. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SimPlayer Motorsport. A week of rest, but we're back now for the nitty-gritty stuff. We are a couple of drivers short, and we hope we can get them in towards the end of this qualifying session. But I'm Matthew Duffin, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host commentator, Andy. Good evening, Andy.
Evening, Matt. Looking forward to this one. Got a dry forecast tonight here in Japan, so of all places to not be hit with torrential rain, this is not the one that I was expecting. But I'm looking forward to tonight. It's a fantastic track, Fuji, very undulating, tricky turns, lots of slow corners, but also a very, very long straight. So what direction are these guys going to go? Are they going to go loose or stable in these default setup GT3s? That's the question. I suppose we're going to find out tonight.
Yeah, interesting one it is indeed. I'm just going to run you through very quickly on the table, if my PC will let me. Here we go. So the current classifications before the drop score is Welshie leads the way from his teammate by 11 points, but his teammate is nowhere in sight at the moment. Stealth Sloth not here. In third place is Deeks, only 16 points off of the lead. So he'll be looking for good things. DJ Phil Green currently sits P4, 33 points off the leader, currently sat in the pit lane. Big Boy Brazier, we've known the troubles he's had all season. Can he get it right? With 4 races left on the calendar, 41 behind. Liam Gamer, done well to say he joined at Spa at Nürburgring. Sorry, on the third round, he's done really well to sit P6 and has Alfie not too far behind him, as I do believe we've just got the Stealth Sloth in the lobby, so that's brilliant. Second place man is now with us in the session. Cam runs in 8th place, and he's here with us as well. He's got a couple of podiums recently and he's looked in good form. Swimfin's having steering wheel problems, so he's not with us tonight. Currently nice. Ben Phelan has dropped out in 10th. Rabbit Joe 11th, and I've seen some Rabbit Joe times. Watch out for him, he's looking quick in qualifying. Aidan Bennett, who's had a hit and miss season with internet connections and work related problems, he's with us, so it's nice to see Aidan here as well. No Big Chungus, McCurtis or Daniel Francis. Team Championship then, MC Motorsport of Welchie and Stealth Sloth look in fine form to take the victory, with Gusset and Trusset of Cam and Big Boy Brazier sitting second. Team DPR of Deeks and Ben, but obviously with no Ben, Deeks struggling to score points as a team. He's currently third. DJ Motorsport of DJ Phil and Aidan Bennett sit in P4. AA3D Pinton of Alfium Swimthin sit fifth, with TBT Motorsport of Liam Gamer and Rabbit Joe in P6. And then Monk Motorsport and Teaming Freaks not here tonight, but sit at the bottom of the pack. One thing that's interesting, Andy, is we're doing a drop score this season for these GT3 guys. Looking at the drop score table, Welshie only has a 5-point lead over Deeks, 8 points over Stealth Sloth, and Jamie Brazier only 17 points behind Welshie in the standings after all his disconnection problems. So a good start for Jamie Brazier here could pay dividends.
Absolutely, Jamie Brazier has been so unlucky with that connection, but I would imagine that with the drop scores taken into account, that he would be right up there, because whenever he has finished the races, he has been pretty much, I think he's won nearly all of them.
He's won every race he's finished, yeah.
Yes, and that's the thing. And well, there were a couple of times where it wasn't actually internet. I believe it was asked to get off the PlayStation on one occasion, but there's always been things that have hindered this guy that just have been completely out of his control. But let's find him out of the Big Boy Brazier. He's just coming up on the line now, but he's got absolutely scorching qualifying pace, pretty much always up there on pole position. That's see what he can get up to here in this session. But also one thing we found out about him last week, I don't know if you already knew this, Matt, but he's not just quick in these GT3s, he's actually very quick in the Group A touring cars as well.
Yeah, he's quick in a lot of cars, is Jamie Brazier, and he's one to watch out for next season going into the Pro Championship. That's pretty much been decided as well already. I think you know, he's going to be an exciting prospect to look at going into the final part of the season. As we see, currently 4 seconds quicker than anybody else on track at the moment. One thing I do want to point out as well is there is 208 points left for the title, and I'm sure to let you know that each race will let you know who has been eliminated from the championship running. Currently every driver still up for grabs in this championship, so still anybody's game at the moment, Andy, but really it's down to kind of 4 or 5 drivers. We're looking at Welsh, Stealth Soft Deeks, DJ Phil and Big Boy Brazier. Who's your money on for going into the last 4 races for the championship?
Got to be Big Boy Brazier. If he's 17 points off based on the drop scores, then he's going to be the overwhelming favourite. He just needs to make sure that internet's sorted out. I don't know if he's made any adjustments, possibly had a word with his family about bandwidth issues, or maybe even invested in an Ethernet cable. We're not quite sure. But we would imagine that if he wants to maximise his championship hopes, then he would have done, you know, at least one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. You know, with the pace that he's got the talent and the potential to get himself up on that top spot. And I think even if he doesn't get in that promotion spot, I don't know, I've heard rumours that he might get a wild card entry into.
Yeah, I think Jamie Brazier's all. Yeah, I think Jamie Brazier's all but promoted, sort of thing. So, good news for him as well. I'm sure he'll want to battle out against the big boys like he did last week against Motive, and a massive congrats to Motive Racing last week for taking the into YouTube battle against Simplay. I'm sure we'll try and do better next time.
Well, on behalf of Motive, I just want to thank all the guys from Simplay, including yourself, Matt, who came along and gave us a really good fight. You know, it was a great event. Really enjoyed commentating alongside you, and ultimately you also did pick up a little bit of a consolation in that Sutty Apex did win the drivers' points standings.
I expected nothing less from Sutty, to be fair. You know, the rest of the lads, Gary let me down as team captain, but the rest of the lads did fantastic. I noticed Gary's in the chat. So Gary, well. Hope you're feeling better, Gary, mate. Hope the knee's not too sore for you, buddy. We know Gary had an operation yesterday. That's pretty much his title possibly gone. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Gary for the rest of the season.
He changes his button setup. Maybe it's assigns his gear shifters as the accelerators. You take a bit of learning, Gary, but if you assign those gear shifters as the pedals and stick your R2 and L2 buttons, or whatever it is on the Thrustmaster, just stick those as the gear up and gear down. You know, you've got a chance there, Gary.
Yeah, hopefully that is the case.
Out of the championship.
Hopefully he has got the opportunity to get back in the title race. We'll have to see what happens come tomorrow night and come the next couple of weeks. See if Gary is there tomorrow. Obviously, just recently coming out of hospital. Evening to everybody else watching as well. Currently Big Boy Brazier, the man on pole, 1.8 quicker than this man on screen, Welshie, 1:39.5. He's done good lap. Welshie in the 1:41s. No one else quite near Welshie's time neither yet, so it's kind of like a 2-horse race, but these 2 horses, whoa, Big Boy Brazier's gone even faster, 1:39.2. So a heck of a lap time here. And DJ Phil, 12 minutes left, hasn't got out on track yet. What can Welshie do here then?
Also still waiting on Alfie to join the session as well. He hasn't jumped in yet, but we are expecting him in a few moments' time as well. She crosses the line and he goes a little bit quicker, but he can't improve it. He can't improve his position on the classification here for qualifying. Still stays P2. Big Boy Brazier really setting the benchmark at the moment. He's absolutely flying in that Lamborghini. Continuing on the form we've seen in the last few races, he's taken pole position, I think, in every single one of the opening qualifying sessions that I've seen.
I think you're right there. I'm just double checking on my stats page. Yeah, Jamie Brazier, when he's qualified, has taken pole position on more than one occasion. He actually has 7 pole positions to his name, so he's done ever so well so far here to qualify and get the pole position what he's needed.
Yeah, he's been on another level in terms of 1 lap pace, and the connection issues are really what's been hindering him. It's stopped him from running away with this championship. If it hadn't been for the connection issues, I think he would be on he would be doing more than a Hamilton. He'd be more dominant than Lewis Hamilton, I reckon, if he hadn't had all those connection issues. But he's coming out of the last corner. So he can get into the 138s here, Matt.
Be interesting because he's running really good pace at the moment. Only needs 3/10 to get into that 138. Now he's going to come into the pit lane. Maybe for some fuel. DJ Phil not qualified yet. So this is a surprise. Stealth Sloth looks like he's only got a bank lap in. Still 11 minutes left yet. So hopefully DJ Phil and Stealth Sloth can get a bit more pace in this car. Stealth Sloth currently in the pits as well. Here is Welshie then. He's coming down to the pit lane as well. That looks like to me. Doesn't look like he's full chat. No, he is. He's staying out. So maybe just Resetting, it didn't look like he was full check coming down the straight. Deeks currently sits P3. 1.7 off the back of his rival Welshie then going into this one. Cam in a good P4 for Cam. That's a very good qualifying for the young man. And I'm sure he'll take a lot of confidence. Rabbit Joe in P6. Lewis, want to say one thing as well, by the way. New man on the track tonight, Lewis, making his debut here at Simplay Motorsport. So we wish you the best of luck, buddy, and hope you can find some pace. One of Gary's friends races on the PC and he's taking his hand to have a dabble in the PS4. So we'll see how good Lewis can do here tonight.
It's minus a left front headlight there, so he's obviously had a hefty whack with the wall at some point, Matt. But he's coming into the last corner. Hopefully it wasn't on this lap, and he's about to set a solid time lap. But he's currently 5 seconds off that pace, except by Big Boy Brazier. He gets on very hesitant there as he came out of the last corner, doing a sort of Ayrton Senna type, planting his foot down, just a repeated couple of taps on the accelerator before finally planting it, and he comes up towards the line now. What's it going to be for Lewis here as he crosses the line? And it looks like it's going to be not an improvement at the moment, stays P7 for the time being.
And what a track to make your debut on, a night race. You couldn't think of anything more difficult. At least it's dry for him tonight. At least it is bone dry for him tonight, I suppose.
Oh, imagine if it was rainy and night time in Japan here. I think that if it was raining here at the moment, we'd probably just have to call it all off, because when it rains in this part of the world, I tell you, it really does come down. So
yeah, it is. This is going to be interesting to watch though tonight with a dry race, like you say. Normally in Japan it rains, and here at Simplay we haven't got the rain. We've got a dry track, so the cooler temperatures at night mixed with the dry race are going to be an interesting factor to watch here.
Oh, it absolutely is. But here at Simplay, it's very rare that you actually do see a full dry race, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how these guys do when they've literally just got it's a straight up fight, you know, in this one. There's no extra elements to throw into the mix. It's just simply who can get their foot down, get the laps in. There's no strategy involved.
No, exactly, that's it.
I think it will definitely play into the hands of Big Boy Brazier, though, who's coming up towards the line now, currently on provisional pole. Can't improve his lap time, but I just want to say, guys, to those of you watching on the stream, this is on default setups here. So when you consider that, he's stepping in the 139s. Now, I know from memory, I think when we did the GT3s and Motive at Fuji, we were doing, I think pole was a 137, high 137. Low 138 I think it was, and that was with full-on setups. You know, everything was maxed out. Yeah. So I reckon the Big Boy Brazier with a full-on setup could probably beat that. I reckon it'd be in the low 137s. You can gain about 1.5 2 seconds in these GT3s just through setup alone. So
it's interesting to see the other guys lap. But going back to what you're saying, it's interesting to see the other guys as laps, because Mazda, I know, is in the 38.5s. Bearing in mind the pro guys are only allowed to play with the downforce and pick what tyre they're on and pick the fuel load. They're not actually allowed to change the full setup. So, you know, Mazda in the 38s just shows that with the bit of downforce change he can make, is proving to be a way to go. But Big Boy Brazier, hats off to the pace he has in this championship so far. Welshie, no improvement. Rabbit Joe has gone up into P3. Can he improve this time round? Good qualifying lap. He sent me a picture earlier. He's in the 141s in qualifying. So let's see what he can do as he crosses the line now. He's really improving each race, is Rabbit Joe and Liam Gamer, the TBT teammates. And no improvement this time round from Rabbit Joe, but heck of a lap time to start his qualifying. Deeks is now down to 4th. Big Boy Brazier there, you see, just passing Deeks. So we'll see if Jamie Brazier can improve his time this time around. Deeks clearly not wanting to give him the slipstream. Any improvement as he crosses the line? Nope, no improvement from Big Boy Brazier. Deeks down P4 then. Stealth Sloth still 9th. DJ Phil is out on track with 6 minutes remaining. So can DJ Phil, or is he about to set a lap time here? Let's see. Love the Vodafone black and red livery, DJ Phil, and he's a constant performer over at Simplay and at Motive Racing. Goes 6 seconds off the pace at the moment, so I'm sure he'll think that it's time to improve there. Constant performer, really does put in an effort, DJ Phil. He's always there, he's always on the grid, and he's just what a guy to have with you.
Well, I remember last night, I can't believe it was last night, it feels like it was days ago now, but yesterday in the Tier 1 for the Clio's at Motive, we saw a mass pile-up about halfway through the sprint race in the wet, and guess who was the only man from behind that crash to actually get through unscathed? It was this man here, DJ Phil. was quite incredible to watch. Really, just the reaction skills that this guy has, you know, are absolutely off the chart. So definitely, if you are in a dangerous situation in a car, you definitely want this man at the wheel, because I tell you what, he will definitely avoid any crashes or incidents, and will make sure that car gets to the finish unscathed. So yeah, good on this man for what we saw last night. It was absolutely incredible watching the replay.
No, indeed it was. Fantastic effort over in the Renault Clio as well. She and Aiden in the pits at the moment. Lewis on debut, still down in P8. Stealth Sloth and DJ Phil, though. DJ Phil not long out the pits. We'll see if he can improve. But Stealth Sloth really struggling tonight here. Championship contender against his teammate, and he's struggling in this conditions at the moment at Fuji.
Yeah, he's really not getting it together at the moment, which is surprising. But it's for the last few rounds we've been saying the same thing, Matt. It just hasn't really fallen for him. And we had the 1 week break last week where we did the Classic Touring Car event, and he's continuing on in the same vein that we saw before that. I don't know what's going on with Stealth Sloth at the moment, but if he doesn't put his finger out and start getting some results in, then he's really going to suffer in that championship push. We know his teammate Welshie currently running up in P2 at the moment. He's coming out to have a couple more runs here in this session, but he needs some help, and his teammate needs to sort him out with something here at the end of this session. Otherwise, it's going to be way down the grid.
Yeah, indeed, you are right. He's really got to do something. It's surprising that the teammates aren't working together here. Such a long start straight at Fuji. Lewis, obviously an independent, as is Deeks tonight. Rabbit Joe still P3. Here is Deeks, just coming into the final sector. Rabbit Joe as well. Lewis and Liam in the pits. I tell you what's the interesting thing is, and I don't know if he's watching, but Dean Wysocki, I tell you what, looks off the pace going into tomorrow night, as the laps they're doing here, for Dean would probably fit in about 5th or 4th. 3rd to push, I reckon, so it's not looking good for him tomorrow. Hopefully he can get the practice in and maybe find some pace in the Acura. Not quite sure what Monkey Boy's lapping, but we hope Dean can get some more pace to better his lap time, push himself up the grid. Rabbit Joe, no improvement that time around, so still currently sits P3 at the moment. Here comes Aidan Bennett, still down in P8. It's a good gap from 3rd down to P10. Only a couple of seconds in it. Sort of Welshie and Big Boy Brazier here, and they look in their in a league of their own at the moment.
Yeah, they really are. Well, Welshie is just in his own little space, and then you've got Big Boy Brazier on his own little space. But I mean, hopefully Welshie can take the fight to Big Boy Brazier in the race. Welshie seems to have good race pace generally over the course of this season, so who knows, maybe we might see him putting out a rabbit out of the hat in the last couple of minutes. Hopefully you can get maybe within a second and a half of Big Boy Brazier, at least keep up in the slipstream maybe in the race. If Big Boy Brazier makes a couple of mistakes, it might bring him into play. Let's see. Come on, Welshie, we need some good laps from you now. We need someone to take this fight to Jamie Brazier. He comes over the line, he can't improve at the moment. It could have been an outlap though, so we've got a couple more runs here in this session to see if Welshie can put himself up on pole, or even within a second possibly.
One man that has improved though, Andy, is Stealth Sloth. He's got up into P6 just behind Liam Gamer.
There we go.
And it looks like, I don't know if he's made a mistake there, but it looked like he was letting Jamie Brazier through there. He's got Aidan Bennett. It's Aidan Bennett or DJ Phillip, one of the two. It is Aidan, yeah. So he's got Aidan behind him. Stealth Sloth though, he can't really afford to let Aidan Bennett go here. He's just got to get on with it now. Oh, I tell you what, the curb has pulled him. That could be a lap time invalid for track limits. That is not the way he's wanting to do this. He's only going to get one.
Oh, no, there's contact. Oh, big contact.
What has happened there?
It looked to me like Aidan seemed to move across on each other, really.
Yeah, he did.
Stealth Sloth. They could have maybe got around to do one more lap, but that's put an L in next session. That's going to be that. Deeks coming over the line. What's he going to do? P3 for Deeks. Displaces Rabbit Joe there.
Only 2/10 off the back of Welshie as well, Andy.
Yeah, solid performance there from Deeks. He's going to get one more run as well. So definitely more in the tank for him. But Rabbit Joe's currently out there at the moment in the number 77 Porsche. He's just coming to the end of the first sector now into this tight left-hander where it's a really good overtaking opportunity. If you can get a good run through that right-hander, which is, by the way, an absolute killer on the left rear tyres, then you can have an opportunity coming into that left-hander. At the moment, Rabbit Joe doing a good job, though, as you said earlier on. He could be a dark horse for tonight for a podium, and he's really showing it so far. But Deeks there, just putting himself up into P3. with that last start. We've got Welshie in the pits. He doesn't think he can put it on pole ahead of Jamie Brazier. So this man looks like he's going to go unchallenged here in this qualifying session. And Deeks has brought it in.
Yeah, Deeks has brought it in as well. So clearly the two main championship rivals aren't going to challenge Big Boy Brazier here. What can Rabbit Joe do? He might get one extra lap in here, Andy, you know.
Can be close.
It's about a 19-20 second run to the line. I think he can get a good run in here. He's got a decent exit, so he's got the chance now of getting a good run to the line. Let's see if Rabbit Joe can improve. Needs a second to go above Deeks, and just over a second to go above Welshie. Then is he coming into the pit now? He's pitting.
Oh,
so
he's
that,
coming in.
yeah, that will be him done.
William Game is up to as he comes in towards the second to last corner now. He's got and he gets a little bit wide there onto the tarmac, and it looks like that's surely